1,
2,
3,
4,
7.
Hi, my name is Sanborn, and before this presentation, I'm going to go ahead and hand out a quick diagram you guys can have there. And the second thing I want to give you for later in the presentation is just a couple quick questions, okay? All right, so the question, if someone asks you, how do you think? It's a trick, right? Well, the trick to it is to understand what that question means and how we can use outside resources to understand better how we think. So today, I want to talk to you about two different styles. We have convergent and divergent thinking styles, and these two styles are really important. And first I want to start with is divergent thinking. And learning more about this, we can study Mark Runco, and he is well known at UGA for his research in creative thinking research. And through this research, we've realized that divergent thinking is more about open-ended questions or tasks that end in a variety of different ideas. And we know now that these are things that inspire creativity, thinking outside the box, and unconventional thought processes. While convergent thinking is more about finding the best solution to a specific problem. And if we research Gerard Puccio, he's very well known at the University of Buffalo. And through his books and his studies, we know that these methods are more about things like deductive thinking and logical validity where a set of rules are followed. So now that we know more about what these two styles are, we can figure out which one we all are. So I want you, so check out these examples. All right, first off, we have our discover method. And discover method is really cool. I'm going to show you about 3 examples from this one. And this diagram, I've given you an example so you can take home with you and kind of check this out. It's really neat. And this whole method was built by C.J. Mathis. And he also came up with the 2 questions you have in front of you. And if you want to go ahead and look at the first one, it is a divergent style of questioning. How might life in the year 2100 differ from today? So the first way we come about solving this problem is think about brainstorming and throwing around many ideas, not worrying about being wrong or going off track, and then compiling all these ideas together to come up with a best idea. All right? If you check out the second question, it is what is going to be the biggest difference of life in 2100? Now, that style of questioning is more of a convergent style of thinking, and we're given 4 ideas: modes of transportation, how we produce energy, how we manage our government, and how we communicate. So the first thing we want to do with looking at these questions is look at research. We want to know, what have they done? What are they going to do? What are we doing now? We look at those, and then we compile those ideas to come up with one specific answer for that style of thinking. So, not one idea is better than the other, but knowing which style you are can really help you come up with some important ideas, like what career is best for you. And so Marilyn Welch has written an article called Executive Function and Career Decision Making that was published in the Journal of Positive Psychology that gives us thorough options and plans about our style of thinking and what kind of careers we should get into, what's best for us. So people that are more in the divergent thinking program, they're into things like fixing things that are wrong with the system, or community outreach, or marketing even. And then people that are in the convergent thinking style are more into mathematics, engineering, and research and engineering. and all that kind of thing. So throughout all this, we kind of think we're one or the other, and that's not so much true. What's true is that if we want to be our best selves and our best thinkers, that we need to use both of these together to come up with the greatest way of elevated thinking. So the idea is to figure out which one you are and then say, okay, I've come up with a problem this way, but let me take the other style of thinking and plug that into that problem and come up with a different idea. So is it something that has many different answers than I thought, or is it something that only has one answer and that is the only appropriate answer to give? So throughout this presentation, I hope you've seen kind of which one you are, and you can choose your styles and start implementing them in your everyday life. Any questions?
I have one. Divergent seems to me to be a little bit more open.
It is.
It's not as rigid as or this one, the convergent would be a little bit more rigid. Am I correct assuming that?
Very correct. Divergent thinking is really having an idea and expanding from there, where convergent thinking is having some ideas and really coming up with one single answer from that.
Okay. Interesting.
How does this relate to like left and right brain science?
Well, we're very right brain here with divergent thinking. Extremely creativity and thoughtfulness and writing, and Edgar Allan Poe was this way. And Einstein was this way, but he was also extremely left-brained when it came to his convergent style of thinking. He squared and all those kind of things really came from this style of his thinking, where he came up with one single answer to plans. But this is what led him to here.
So that's more artistic. This is more mathematical, more precise.
Exactly.
Like in engineering.
Yes,
stuff.
exactly.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Great.